Okay, this is the first game of the first match. I have an excellent opening hand. You can't really ask for much more than this. I have a turn 1 Student of Warfare, which I'm probably not going to do that. That seems kind of risky. I'll probably just wait. Well, depending on what colors he plays, I might wait. I'm not going to mulligan, obviously, so we'll see, though. It might be right, especially if he plays red. See, even with green, I feel like it's irresponsible to play a turn 1 Student of Warfare here. Especially when I don't have a turn 2 play. I think I'm much better off playing the white and next turn playing him and... Ooh, no, right. You have to level this guy twice. I'd have to wait till turn 3. Well, Spawning Breath would be rough here, as would Forked Bolt. I could just wait till turn 3. On the other hand, if I do it this way, I have a 3/3 first striker on turn 2, which is kind of the dream. I'm not going to respect him that much. Someone pointed out on the forums that respect can be doled out a little too heavily. On the other hand, this is a little rough here. I have no choice, obviously. He might have me, though. He probably does. That's a rough Spawning Breath. Nope, doesn't happen. So there you go. Respect would have been absolutely terrible there. And I think that's a good lesson. For me especially. You can overthink this game. You can get the cards in your head too much. And you turn that rock over in your hand over and over again. And you think about it. And pretty soon you forget about the big picture. And you focus on the little minutia of the rock and the game being the metaphor there, and you lose track of what's really important. I think if you look at a lot of my play mistakes, that's how it happens. And anyone who's been playing Magic for a really long time, I think that's generally going to be the case, which is that the play mistakes you make are you forgetting about something. It's not that you don't understand how a certain interaction works. It's that you don't read the card. You forget about one of the abilities that you have that's relevant to the situation. So I am hoping that my opponent is going to let me attack here, and he does. I don't think he could have had anything at that point to stop me. So this is going to be pretty rough if he doesn't do anything here. An interesting question moving forward is, how aggressive am I with Student of Warfare versus getting the Dawnglare Invoker out there? Because at some point, playing the Dawnglare Invoker and starting to attack with it is more lucrative than continuing with the Student of Warfare. On the other hand, Double Strike is pretty sweet. However, I think the Dawnglare Invoker is the right play here, because he could get Flame Slash at any moment. Another good reason that I have the Flame Slashes, by the way. Well, So I could level him up 3 times here and get him to 5. Then I could play the Soul's Attendant. I could play the Soul's Attendant, level him up to 4, and then next turn go up to 7. Or I could play the Dawnglare Invoker and just swing. Then next turn I could play the Soul's Attendant and level him up 3 times. I think I like having the flexibility to give myself Double Strike next turn. So I think I also may gain life depending on what he plays with my Soul's Attendant, so I think now I'm going to level my Student of Warfare up twice. Doesn't block. He's willing to take the life. I think that means he's intending to use his Eldrazi spawn token. Whether that's to play a turn 5 play on turn 4, or, well, it's too late for that, but maybe he doesn't have a mana. I'm a little concerned about a Crusher here. That would be something that could get me. I don't have a lot of removal. I don't have that guard duty, which would have been nice. It's another reason to try to beat him as quickly as possible. Okay, well, now I'm threatening to bring him up to 7, which means he swings for 8 if he doesn't get blocked. I guess that's another reason to save the spawn token. You want to block the 4/4 double striker rather than the 3/3 first striker. Hatcher would be a reasonable play here. Once again, that's a good reason to play the Soul's Attendant. Somewhat expected of a play in this situation. But it could be any number of things. Okay. He's going with the Stagger Shock. I'm glad I didn't play my Dawnglare Invoker yet. And the Spawning Breath. Yeah. He's probably just been waiting on that this whole time. Well, it was either have the Stagger Shock or the Student of Warfare, so you can see at this point it's paid off. I got rid of his Spawning Breath. Well, it's a 2 for 2, I guess, because he's going to nail my Student of Soul's Attendant. Well, and he prevents me from playing something this turn too, which is unfortunate. Gonna continue to hide that I have red. Well, that's too bad. I think if I had the chance, I would have definitely leveled up my Dawnglare Invoker all the way there. Or my Student of Warfare all the way there. Alright, so that's predictable. It kills my Soul's Attendant. So that was sort of a 2 for 2. I guess technically he came out ahead because I put in a lot of mana into that and he ended up with a spawn token. Oh goodness. That's intense. Well, that's unfortunate. I can't even Flame Slash it. Wow, that's rough. I'm almost hoping that it's a land next turn so I can, but that would be dangerous for its own reasons. Well, I could bust out a Lust for War. I could just win with a Lust for War, potentially. I think that's my best bet. Rather than to play the Dawnglare Invoker, I'm going to try to go for the Lust for War. See how this works out. Maybe I can just beat him with that before it gets too bad. On the other hand, he could destroy that with Ulamog, which would be a beating. Obviously, Ulamog is a beating in general. Well, he has access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Dreamstone Hedron would be pretty good for him here, I think. Luckily, I'm going to Flame Slash that Moldiah Channelers. I really hope he plays something that I can play Lust for War on. Because I'm not sure I want to let that Moldiah Channelers live. We'll see, I might Lust for War that. And this turn I can play the Invoker and Lust for War. Oh goodness. Well, that makes Lust for War considerably worse. Wow, I need like double Flame Slash here. Goodness. So I Flame Slash the Moldiah Channelers. I Lust for War the Pelakka Worm. No, I guess I gotta Flame Slash the Channelers and play Soulbound Guardians. That puts me within 1 of being able to take down the Pelakka Worm. That's too bad this guy doesn't have 3 power. I'd swing and he'd probably block. Ah, if only this was an instant. That would be unfair. So yeah, I don't know what the play is here. Lust for War on the Palaka Worm seems bad for me, because he's fine with swinging in that situation anyway. I think I have to just Flame Slash the Channelers and play out the Soulbound Guardians and hope I draw something.